is one of the most important aspects of any design. Fortunately, CSS offers us many ways to manipulate color. So here you can see that we have the same basic page that we've been working with. And if we just go ahead and switch over to the text editor, we have just some basic markup, just a single div inside of our body tag. And if we switch over to our style sheet, you can see that we just have some boilerplate markup here. Now, the first type of color we're going to talk about is hexadecimal color. This is most common amongst web designers, and let's just go ahead and try out a different hexadecimal value than the one we already have here. So I'll go ahead and change this to FF9900, and we'll go ahead and save that out. And when we switch back to the browser and refresh, you can see that we now have a nice orange color. So that's actually kind of complicated, so let's go ahead and break that down a little bit. Hexadecimal uses a base 16 numbering system. You start counting with the numbers 0 through 9, but then we run out of base 10 numbers like we're used to, so we have to move on to letters to fill out the rest of the digits. So we start with 0 through 9, and then move on to the letters A through F to make up a total of 16 digits. Each of these three pairs of numbers that you see here, FF, 99, and 00, all represent a color. The first two are red, the next two are green, and the last two are blue. The higher the value for each one of these colors, the more that color will be represented in the final result. So here we have quite a bit of red, we have a middle amount of green, and we have no blue. So that would create a nice orange color. So let's go ahead and change these around. We will keep our red, we'll zero out the green, and we'll give this a middle amount of blue. Now before I switch back to the browser and refresh, I want you to think about what color this might create. So we'll go ahead and switch back, and when we refresh the page, we get a nice hot pink color. Mixing red, green, and blue is an additive color model, which is probably not quite the same as the subtractive color models of mixing red, yellow, and blue that's taught in most elementary and primary schools. Next, we're going to use what are called named colors, and there's quite a few of these. They're all predefined, so let's go ahead and just try out a few. So we'll go ahead and switch back to our text editor, and we will change our hexadecimal color here to be a named color of blue. And when we switch back and refresh, you can see that it's now blue. It's as simple as that. We'll try one more, and we'll change this to be green. And we'll switch back. And now we have a nice green color. And that's about it for named colors. Again, there's quite a few of these, and they're all predefined, so you can't define your own named colors. The last color model that we're going to be using is called RGB. Now this is very similar to hexadecimal, and of course RGB stands for red, green, blue. However, instead of mixing hexadecimal numbers, which are base 16, we're going to use the values 0 to 255. So we'll just delete this green color we have here, and we'll go ahead and type RGB, and then inside of the parentheses, we're going to first type our red value, which will be 255. We'll type our green value of 150, and then we'll type our blue value of 0. And we'll go ahead and save that out. And again, before I go back to the browser and refresh, I want you to think about what color this might create. So we'll go ahead and switch back, and when we refresh the page, we can see again that this creates a nice orange color. So let's go ahead and switch back to the text editor and think about this for just a second. Here you can see that the red value is maxed out at 255. So red is represented quite a lot. There's just a little bit of green, and we have no blue. So when these are all mixed together, it gives us this nice orange color. That about wraps things up for color in CSS. However, if you'd like to take things a step further, be sure to check out our videos about color theory and color in CSS3.